Namaste friends, welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. Jupiter, the most auspicious and benefic planet in Vedic astrology, will be finally returning home after more than 13 years. Jupiter will enter its own sign Pisces on April 13, 2022. And it will stay in Pisces till April 20, 2023. So that is almost 1 full year that Jupiter will be in its own sign Pisces. So this is a major transit that is happening in April, and we need to analyze the impact it will have on the 12 signs. Now, my predictions are mainly based on the moon or ascendant sign as per Vedic astrology. So if you don't know your signs, I recommend going to an online Vedic birth chart calculator, plugging in your details, and that way you can find out your moon and ascendant sign. I have posted the timestamp in the description box below, so you can just click on the time that corresponds to your moon or ascendant sign. There's always a question that arises, which is more relevant, moon or ascendant sign? Well, moon predictions have more of an impact on your mind and emotions, while ascendant or rising sign predictions have an impact on actual physical events in life. For some people, the moon sign might resonate more, while for other people, the ascendant sign might be more relevant. So, I recommend every time you watch a video, try to watch from both your moon and ascendant sign, and then you can get an idea of which prediction resonates more with you. So without further delay, I am going to cover the impact on each of the 12 signs of the zodiac, starting from Aries all the way up to Pisces. So without further delay, let's begin. All right, my friends, for the first sign in the zodiac, Aries, Jupiter will be transiting in your 12th house. 12th house is the house of long distance journeys or permanent relocation to foreign lands. So some people might be able to move to a foreign country. It can be either for a job, education, business, but there might be some connection with foreign lands. Some people might get into long-term investing, which might benefit them in the long run. Some people who might have been suffering from depression or anxiety or any type of fears, then also some relief can be expected. If you are suffering from insomnia, sleep disorders, then also Jupiter can provide some relief in that area as well. So from the 12th house, Jupiter will aspect your 4th house, and that will be on the friendly sign Cancer, or more like the exaltation point for Jupiter. So the aspect will become exalted on your 4th house. So you can expect improvement in real estate related matters. If you are into the real estate business, then this will be a very beneficial time for you. Buying or selling of homes is going to be favorable in this time period. Some people might buy new vehicles, a luxury vehicle that they always wanted to buy. If there were any misunderstandings with your mother, then also that might slowly change and things might get better. You might suddenly start connecting with your friends who you have not interacted with for a long time. You might buy a new house and start decorating your house with luxury furniture and items. And then Jupiter's second aspect will be on the 6th house, on the sign Virgo. This is where you need to be a bit careful because Jupiter considers Virgo as an enemy sign. However, as I said before, Jupiter is still a very benefic planet. Its tendency is to not do harm. So, Jupiter will try to help you to come out of any health issues you might have been suffering from. Your everyday work-life routine might get better. Although at times you might feel sluggish or lazy, but Jupiter will shower you with blessings of motivation to work hard in your daily job. Also, if you had taken any loans in the past, then you might be able to repay those. But try to avoid taking on more loans around this time. Finally, Jupiter will also aspect your 8th house. 8th house is a malefic house. However, the aspect will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So, you can expect that there might be sudden unexpected gains from somewhere you never thought of. Maybe it could be inheritance, it could be your in-laws through your spouse, insurance, maybe through a will. Just money that might come to you where you had not expected it, like the stock market or maybe a lottery. So that can definitely happen. However, I wouldn't recommend investing in any risky things such as lottery or stock market or gambling. Better to save your hard-earned money. But the possibility is there that sudden unexpected gain of money could come. If you are into any research type of field, then also this transit might benefit you. Also, just be a bit careful with driving your vehicle. Do not speed and drive, or that could cause some issues. But overall, you will still have the blessings and protection of Jupiter on your 12th, 4th, 6th, and 8th houses. So you should feel very lucky that Jupiter is now going to enter its home Pisces and going to shower you with blessings in many aspects of your life. So I wish you all the best, and I hope that you use this transit wisely to your advantage. All right, for my second sign in the zodiac, which is Taurus. So my Taurus friends, Jupiter is going to enter your 11th house in April. 11th house is one of the most auspicious and benefic houses in Vedic astrology. So you guys are going to be very lucky that you are getting such a favorable transit of Jupiter. So when Jupiter enters your 11th house, your long time wishes might slowly start getting fulfilled now. Your desires, your hidden goals, your passion, your ambitions might start suddenly climbing. Your social network might start supporting you more. Your elder siblings will now be more attentive to you. They might start listening to your feedback. Your relationship with your elder siblings will start to improve. Money flow will definitely start increasing, and that could be from multiple sources of income. From the 11th house, Jupiter is going to aspect your third house, and that aspect will get exalted because it will fall on the sign Cancer. So that will be a very favorable aspect. You might benefit from short distance journeys. Your younger siblings will also start supporting you if you have younger siblings. They might be more respectful towards you. Your bond and relationship with them will even get better. Your communication skills will start to improve. They will be very more powerful and effective than it has ever been before. Your speech will be mesmerizing and people will want to listen to you more. Society will start paying more respect and attention to you. Those who are in the communication related fields such as politics, leadership, CEO, any kind of advertising, marketing, public facing role, this transit is going to be very beneficial. Your courage, valor, and confidence is going to become sky high. From the 11th house, Jupiter will aspect the 5th house. But that aspect will be on the enemy sign Virgo. So you have to be slightly careful with the 5th house related matters. Although Jupiter is still a very auspicious planet and it will try to do good in whatever way it can, try to be careful in dealing with your children. If you have children, try not to get into arguments with them, or that could strain the relationship. Also, if you are single, then you might be able to meet someone, a potential girlfriend or boyfriend, or a potential romantic partner. But before jumping into the relationship, try to analyze everything about that person so that there are no surprises later on. Also, be a little careful with your stock market related investments. Do not invest into risky or penny stocks, or you might suffer losses. Finally, Jupiter will also aspect your 7th house, and that will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So now is the time that if you have been in a serious relationship for a long time, things might progress further and could lead to marriage and long-term settlement. Because 7th house is mainly related to marriage. So things are looking very bright for people who want to get married after April. Also, some people might even start their business and they will have the support of Jupiter, because Jupiter will aspect the 7th house of business. And those who are in a business partnership, they will also benefit from this transit, and their business partners will be more supportive and respectful because of the blessings of Jupiter. And the relationship between business partners will also improve. So overall, this transit of Jupiter is going to be excellent for Taurus people. So I recommend use this wisely. For my third sign, Gemini. So my Gemini friends, Jupiter is going to transit in your 10th house. And Jupiter is the lord of your 10th house as well. So it is a very auspicious transit because Jupiter controls your house of job and profession. So for those people who are unemployed, things are going to be very favorable after April. So I recommend do not give up, keep applying, keep giving interviews, and there is a good chance you might get a decent job. Those people who are already employed and in good jobs, keep working hard, and after April, there is a chance you might get a salary increment or you might get a bonus or a promotion. Your bosses and colleagues will recognize you even more. They will appreciate your hard work, dedication, and loyalty to the organization. Your respect and aura in your workplace is going to slowly start rising. From the 10th house, Jupiter is going to aspect your 2nd house, and that aspect is going to get exalted because it will fall on the sign Cancer, which is the exaltation point for Jupiter. So you can expect your bank balance and savings to rise. Your bank balance might start suddenly jumping. It might be connected due to your job. So, as if you get a promotion or a bonus or a salary increase, naturally your bank balance is also going to go up. So, you can look forward to that and try to save your money as much as possible because your savings might definitely start increasing after April. There might be some fun get-togethers with your extended family. It can be a reunion, maybe going for a picnic, going to a movie, or just meeting for lunch or dinner. And also, you might eat lots of tasty and good food. You might go to fancy restaurants and just have a fun time. From the 10th house, Jupiter will aspect the 4th house. But that aspect will fall on the enemy sign Virgo. But still, since Jupiter is such a auspicious and kind planet, it is not going to do much harm. However, be a bit careful with your relationship in dealing with your mother. Do not get into arguments with her, or that could cause some misunderstandings and there could be some disputes. So try avoid arguments with your mother. Also, you might want to hold off a little bit before suddenly buying a new house or selling your house. After April, things are not as favorable for the buying and selling of houses. So for people in the real estate field, you also have to be a bit careful. Try to analyze everything before making any major sales. So if you do your homework, your analysis, then it shouldn't be a big issue. Jupiter will also aspect your 6th house, and that will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So for people who had been suffering from health issues from a long time, might suddenly start getting some relief. They might suddenly get the right treatment or the right medication, which might do wonders for them. If you had any enemies bothering you, slowly Jupiter's protection on your 6th house might help you to win over your enemies, to come out stronger, to defeat your enemies, and rise over the competition. Also, your daily work-life routine will slowly start improving as well. You might get very excited and very enthusiastic about going to your job or whatever profession you are into. You will get very excited and happy and very grateful that you have a job and that you're going to work exceptionally hard and rise in your career. You might be able to repay any loans that you had taken in the past as well. Some people might even adopt some pets. So overall, this transit is going to be a very beneficial one for Gemini people. So I wish you all the best. All right, for my fourth sign, Cancer, Jupiter will enter your ninth house. Ninth house is a very auspicious house as it is a trine house, and Jupiter is the natural significator of the ninth house. So your luck and destiny is going to start supporting you more. Does that mean you can purely do things based on luck? No. You still need to put in hard work and effort, but the luck factor will be stronger than ever before. Those students who want to pursue higher education in a foreign country like a PhD or master's, Jupiter will be showering you guys with blessings. And there's a very good chance you might be able to get admission to a dream college. For those students who are already in a master's or a PhD program in a foreign land, then the time will be very auspicious in their endeavors. Lot of people after this transit who are Cancer, Moon or Ascendant sign might suddenly become very dharmic, or what they call duty oriented, doing one's duty but not expecting anything in return, because the ninth house is the highest of the dharma trikonas, so that will be activated. From the ninth house, Jupiter will aspect your first house. That will be the sign Cancer itself, and that aspect will get exalted. So you can expect your personality to suddenly shine, sparkle. People might start noticing you more. You will start appearing to people as a leader. Your leadership skills will start rising. Your health might start improving. You will seem like a very robust and powerful individual, because Jupiter is going to aspect your lagna or ascendant, the body. Your thinking will be sharper than ever before. You will be very clever in your decision-making abilities, and that will help you to make a lot of good decisions in your life. From the ninth house, Jupiter will aspect the third house, but that will be on the enemy sign Virgo. So this is where you need to be a bit careful, because although Jupiter is a very beneficial planet, when it aspects with the enemy sign, try to be a bit careful with short distance journeys. Especially when driving a vehicle, do not speed and drive. Be careful in dealing with your younger siblings. Do not get into arguments with them. Be a bit watchful of your communication. Although your communication will be very powerful, will be very effective, just make sure you do not get into arguments with your co-workers, your bosses, or any other close relationship, or that could cause misunderstandings. From the ninth house, Jupiter will also aspect your fifth house, and that will be on the sign Scorpio, which is a friendly sign for Jupiter. So if you are single, well, things might start changing after April, and you might be able to find a potential romantic partner, a potential boyfriend or girlfriend. So for single people out there, things are looking to be bright after April, when Jupiter is going to bless the fifth house of love and romance. And a lot of people might suddenly find more love and romance in their lives. Also, for those people who have children, then the relationship with the children will get better. The children will be more respectful towards you. Your bond and harmony and peace will increase between you and your children. There might be some fun outings and get-togethers. You might also benefit from some past stock-related investments that you might have made. So these are some of the beneficial things that might happen from this auspicious transit of Jupiter to your 9th house. For my 5th sign, Leo. So my Leo friends, Jupiter will transit to your 8th house. 8th house is the house of unexpected gains of money. It can be through inheritance, it can be through your spouse, in-laws, insurance, wills, legacies, something you had never expected. Also, when Jupiter transits to your 8th house, it can be a very favorable time for those people who are in a research-related field. Also, for those people who are in investigation fields such as CBI or FBI, it will benefit them and they might be able to crack a case, solve a case, and find better leads. Some people might even go on some long distance sea voyages or long distance cruises. From the 8th house, Jupiter will aspect the 12th house, and that will be an exaltation aspect because it will fall on the sign Cancer. So, some people might get the opportunity to relocate to a foreign country. It can be for a job, it can be with the family, it can be for business, it can be for education. Also, there are some people who might start doing long-term investing, which might benefit them in the long run. From the 8th house, Jupiter will also aspect the 2nd house. But that will be on the sign Virgo, which is the enemy sign for Jupiter. So although Jupiter is a beneficial planet, you still need to be a bit careful with your bank balance, with your money, with your savings. Try to save as much as you can. Because if you don't control your spending, then there could be unnecessary losses. Your bank balance might not increase. So try to save as much as possible of your hard-earned money so that your bank balance remains stable and slowly increases. Be a bit careful in your communication with your extended family. Do not get into arguments with them. And also be careful of the food you eat and the drinks you drink. Because the 2nd house is related to food and drinks. And so since it is an enemy aspect, try to be careful of what you eat and drink, or it can lead to health issues. But if you are careful of these things, then I do not see any issues. From the 8th house, Jupiter will also aspect the 4th house. But that will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So you can expect your relationship with your mother to greatly improve. If there were any misunderstandings in the past, then slowly they might get resolved after April. Also, it will be a good time for real estate people, for people in the real estate business, buying and selling of homes. That will be very beneficial because of the protection of Jupiter. Some people might buy new houses, decorate their houses with brand new furniture and luxury items. Some people might also buy new vehicles. Old friends might get reconnected. So a lot of good positive things can start happening after Jupiter enters its own sign Pisces in your 8th house. So a lot of blessings are awaiting the Leo people. So I wish you all the very best. And I hope you use this transit wisely and to your advantage. All right, my Virgo friends, Jupiter is going to transit in your 7th house in its own sign Pisces. So after over 13 long years, Jupiter is coming back to the 7th house. For those people who are unmarried, now the wedding bells might start ringing after April. And those people who are in long-term relationships and want to move ahead, Jupiter will be providing some good support for people to get married in this time period after April. Some people might even start new business, like a new startup, because Jupiter will be powerfully activating the 7th house of business. If you are already running a business, then your revenue might start jumping. You might start making better business decisions. If you are in a business partnership with someone, your business partner will start supporting you more. They will start paying more attention to your ideas. They will start respecting you more. So all these good things can start happening after Jupiter enters your 7th house. From the 7th house, Jupiter will aspect your 11th house, and that will fall on the sign Cancer, and that will be an exaltation aspect. And that is a beautiful aspect because 11th house is one of the most auspicious houses in a birth chart. So money flow from multiple sources of income can start coming in. Your long-term wishes might slowly start getting fulfilled. All the desires, passions, goals, ambitions that you had might slowly start getting realized. Your relationship with your elder siblings might start to improve. Your social network will start supporting you more. Your respect and aura in your workforce, in your job and profession will increase. Your colleagues, co-workers, bosses will start recognizing your hard work and effort. From the 7th house, Jupiter will aspect your 1st house. But that will be on the enemy sign Virgo, which is your ascendant, which is your body. Although Jupiter is a benefic planet, you need to take care of your health. Try to control your eating and drinking habits. Try to make sure you eat healthy food. You do not drink too much of soda, or you do not drink things that could be harmful to you. So try to be careful in that aspect. Also, be careful on your communication with everyone. Although your personality will be very powerful and it will start shining like a rainbow, just make sure you do not get into arguments with anyone, or that could lead to misunderstandings. However, if you take care of those aspects, then I do not see any issues. From the 7th house, Jupiter will also aspect your 3rd house, and that will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So short distance journeys can benefit you. Those people who are in the communication fields such as politics, marketing, advertising, any kind of public facing role, they might benefit from this transit. Your confidence, courage, and valor will be at a peak. There will be nothing that can stop you from achieving your goals. The more hard work you put in your job, career, profession, business, marriage, the more prosperity you will experience, the more success you will experience. So give it your 200% best effort. and then see how the things start lining up for you. So overall, this transit of Jupiter in your 7th house is going to be very beneficial. So I wish you all the best, and I hope you make the best use of this. All right, for my Libra friends, Jupiter will be entering in your 6th house in its own sign, Pisces. So Jupiter will be a happy camper because it is going to go in his own house. So for Libra people, there will be improvement in daily work-life routine. Also, if any enemies were bothering you, now you might get some relief after April, and you might come out on top over your competitors. Also, if you were suffering from any health issues from a long time, Jupiter's aspect in your 6th house might give you some relief in that area. From the 6th house, Jupiter will be aspecting your 10th house, and that aspect will be exalted because it will fall on the sign Cancer. So 10th house is mainly related to your job and profession. So you will have very good support of Jupiter in your career related matters. If you did not have a job for a long time, then things might change after April. I recommend keep applying to a lot of jobs, keep giving tons of interviews, and there is a good chance you might get a decent job after April. If you already have a good job, then there is no denying that you might get a bonus, promotion, or a possible salary increment. Even your colleagues, your bosses will start supporting you more, and your aura and prestige in the workplace will start to rise, and you will get the credit that you deserve and the appreciation for your hard work. From the 6th house, Jupiter will also aspect the 12th house, but that will be an enemy aspect because it will fall on the sign Virgo. However, Jupiter is still an auspicious planet, so no major need to worry. However, be careful of your expenses. Try not to spend lavishly. Instead, save your money so that it will benefit you in the long run. Because expenses could rise, as Jupiter is a planet of expansion, and when it aspects on the 12th house with the enemy aspect, it could definitely increase your expenses. So try to control those. From the 6th house, Jupiter will also aspect your 2nd house, and that will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So your bank balance and savings will slowly start to improve as the months go by. So that is why I said, the more you save, the more you are careful with your money, the better your bank balance will be, the better your savings will be. Also, there is a chance you might go on a get together with your extended family, maybe for a picnic, or it might be just at your home. You might even go to a nice restaurant with your friends, have good food, drinks. So overall, the time seems to be a pleasant one. Also, your speech will be very effective and people will be mesmerized by the way you speak. So overall, even the communication area seems to be very strong. So this is a very good upcoming transit of Jupiter, and I recommend that you use this to your advantage, and I wish you all the best. For my Scorpio friends, Jupiter will be transiting in your 5th house. That is a very auspicious house because it is a trine house and Jupiter is the natural significator of the fifth house. So, if you had invested in the stock market in the past, suddenly you might start seeing some gains. If you are single, then there is a very good chance you might come across a potential person that you might start liking and get into a relationship. And that person might be like a advisor, or they might be very knowledgeable or very educated because of the effect of Jupiter. They might even be in a teaching profession. For those people who have children, your relationship, if there were any misunderstandings, will start to improve after April. Those misunderstandings will slowly start to fade away and things will progress on a better level. From the fifth house, Jupiter will aspect the ninth house, and that will be exalted because it will fall on the friendly sign Cancer. So, for those students who were trying to gain admission to a foreign country for higher education like a master's or a PhD program, then things look to be very supportive on that end. For those students who are already in a PhD or a master's program in a foreign land, then they can expect a lot of progress in their field. Also, some people might suddenly become very spiritual or religious or even dharmic because of the aspect of Jupiter on the highest of the dharma trikonas. Finally, your luck will slowly start to rise because ninth house is mainly the house of luck and destiny. So you can expect your luck to slowly start to rise. From the fifth house, Jupiter will aspect the 11th house, but it will fall on the enemy sign Virgo. That is where you need to be slightly careful because although Jupiter is a benefic planet, you need to take precaution in some things. So money flow will definitely be coming your way because 11th house is the house of gains. However, try to save that money as much as possible instead of spending it. Or you might go in losses. So any money flow that comes your way, try to save each and every penny. Also be careful in your relationship with your elder sibling. Do not get into arguments with them or that could lead to issues. Jupiter will also aspect your first house because from the fifth, it will aspect the first house with its ninth vision. And that aspect will be on your lagna, the body, on the sign Scorpio itself. So that will be a beautiful aspect because it will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So your personality will start to shine and sparkle like the rainbow after April. You will stand out from the crowd. Everyone will start to notice you more. Your leadership skills will start to rise. And you will be a very charismatic person because Jupiter will shower you with blessings. And when it aspects the Lagna, it makes a person very powerful and their aura is very bright and their confidence level reaches sky high. So overall, this transit of Jupiter in your fifth house is going to be excellent for my Sagittarius friends. Jupiter will be entering in your fourth house in its own sign Pisces. So it is going to be a beautiful transit because fourth house is a center house and is a very auspicious house. So if there were any misunderstandings with your mother, then things might slowly start to change and your relationship might improve after April. it will be a very good time for people in the real estate industry, the buying and selling of houses. That will be beneficial. Some people might buy new houses. They might decorate those houses with brand new furniture, with brand new luxury items, and make their home very beautiful. Also, some people might buy new vehicles, a dream car that they always wanted, maybe a BMW, maybe a Mercedes. There are so many nice cars out there because fourth house is related to vehicles. So some people might make those purchases. Also, it will be a better time for students who are pursuing their high school or bachelor's degree. The time will be supportive for them to get good grades as long as they put in hard work and effort. From the fourth house, Jupiter will be aspecting the eighth house, and that will be an exalted aspect because it will fall on the sign Cancer. So you can expect that there might be sudden cash flow that might come your way, which you might have never imagined or guessed. It could be through inheritance, it could be through your spouse, through maybe in-laws, through the stock market, through your past investments, through your insurance, through any wills, legacies. It can be just sudden unexpected gain. Because 8th house is a hidden house and it is related to sudden unexpected gains in life. Also, those people who are in the research related field or a field such as investigation like CBI or FBI, then also it will be a favorable time and you might be able to solve a case or get better leads. Some people might even get more interested in occult studies like psychic readings, astrology, astronomy. From the fourth house, Jupiter will aspect the 10th house of job and profession. However, it will be on the enemy sign Virgo. So you need to be slightly careful, although I do not see any major issues. Try avoid getting into arguments with your bosses and colleagues. If you are in a good job, go with the flow, work hard, and you will rise in your job. As long as you maintain a low key, I do not see any issues. Jupiter from the fourth house will also aspect your 12th house, but that aspect will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So, some people might benefit from long-term investments, investing in safe things, which will help in the long run. And also, Jupiter's aspect on the 12th house might give some relief from people who were suffering from long-term health issues. Just be careful of your expenses. But overall, this transit of Jupiter is going to be excellent for the Sagittarius people. So I wish you all the very best. For Capricorn, Jupiter is going to transit in your third house, in its own sign Pisces. Your courage, your bravery, your valor is going to rise like never before. Your confidence is going to become sky high, and nothing or no one can stop you from achieving your dreams, from achieving your goals and objectives. Your communication skills will be very powerful. Those people who are in the field of marketing, sales, advertising, politics, movies, any arts and entertainment field, you will largely benefit from this transit. For those people who have younger siblings, your relationship with them will get better. There will be more peace and harmony in the relationship, and your younger siblings will start respecting you even more. From the third house, Jupiter will aspect the seventh house, and that aspect will be exalted because it will fall on the sign Cancer. So, for those people who want to get married or who have been in a long term relationship, then the wedding bells might start ringing after Jupiter enters Pisces, because it will aspect the friendly sign Cancer, and that aspect will be exalted. So many people might get married after April. Those people who are already married, they can experience a lot of harmony and peace in their married life. Also, some people might start a new business. They might enter into a new business venture. For those people who are in a business relationship or a business partnership with someone else, that person will start respecting you more. The business partner will be more supportive of your ideas, of your feedback. And those people who are running their own business, there might be a lot of gains, or the revenue might start jumping. From the third house, Jupiter will aspect the ninth house, but that aspect will be on the enemy sign Virgo. So that is where you need to be slightly careful. Jupiter is still a beneficial planet, so I do not see any major issues. But basically, do not depend only on pure luck, because sometimes it might not support you. Instead, depend more on your hard work, on your effort, and you will see dramatic beneficial results. For those people who are studying in a foreign land for their master's or PhD program, you will have to put a lot of more effort to get good grades or the success that you desire. And those students who are applying to admission in a foreign land for their master's or PhD program, you will have to apply and put in a lot of effort, and then only you can get some success. From the third house, finally, Jupiter will aspect the 11th house, but that aspect will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. And 11th house is one of the best houses in the horoscope. So you can expect gains from multiple sources of income. Your money flow will definitely start to rise. Your elder siblings will start to support you more. Your social network will start to support you more. Your aura and your prestige will significantly rise. Your long-term wishes, your long-term desires will slowly start to getting fulfilled now, because of the auspicious aspect of Jupiter on the 11th house. Also, your recognition and praise for all the hard work that you have been doing in your job and profession, you will feel that people start appreciating you more for your hard work, for all the effort that you have put in your job. So you can see good results in that area as well. So overall, things are going to be exceptionally good from the Jupiter transit point of view for my Capricorn friends. So I wish you all the best, and I hope you use this transit wisely. Thank you. All right, for my Aquarius friends, Jupiter is going to transit in your second house, in its own sign Pisces. And it is going to be a very beneficial transit, because Jupiter is the lord of your house of wealth. So your bank balance and savings will start to rise. You might go on some nice family reunions with your extended family members. You might go to a nice restaurant, have some good food, drinks, and overall it will be a very pleasant time. Everyone will want to be near you because your communication skills will be mesmerizing. So people will want to talk to you more or just be around you all the time. From the second house, Jupiter is going to aspect your sixth house, and that will be exalted because it will be on the friendly sign Cancer. So you can expect improvement in your daily work routine. If you had taken any loans in the past, then you might be able to repay those loans. Also, if any enemies were bothering you, then slowly you might get some relief from that point of view, and you might come out on top of over your competitors. Also, if you were suffering from any health issues for a long time, you might be able to get some relief in that area as well because of the auspicious aspect of Jupiter on the sixth house. From the second house, Jupiter will also aspect your eighth house, but that will be on the enemy sign Virgo. So that is where you need to be slightly careful because it will be an enemy aspect. So be careful with driving a vehicle. Do not speed and drive. Do not get into arguments with anyone, or that could lead to issues. Do not take any major loans. Do not invest suddenly large amounts of money in the stock market or do gambling or into lottery. Otherwise, you might face losses. Instead, try to save as much money as possible and avoid taking risk of any kind. One good thing that can happen here is you might suddenly get interested in ancient studies, in occult studies, maybe in the Vedas, in astrology, astronomy, psychic readings. These things might suddenly start to interest you more. There is also a chance of sudden unexpected gain, and that could be through inheritance, insurance, any wills, legacies from your spouse, from your in-laws, from something you had never expected, because 8th house is a hidden house and it is the house of sudden unexpected gains in life. From the second house, Jupiter will also aspect the 10th house, but it will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So you can expect a lot of improvement in your job and profession. For those people who do not have a job, I highly recommend keep applying, and there is a very good chance you might get a decent job after April. Try to give a lot of interviews, work hard, and then you will see the benefic results. For those people who are already employed, if you keep working hard, then there is a good chance you might get promoted to a higher position, or your salary might increase, or you might get a bonus. Your prestige and aura will rise in the workplace. Your co-workers and bosses will be more supportive than ever before. And you will slowly start to get the credit for the hard work you have been doing. You will start to get more recognition. And your job and professional area is going to be strongly supported by Jupiter. So these are some of the things that might take place after Jupiter transits to your second house. So overall, it is looking to be a very beneficial transit. So I advise you to use this wisely. Thank you. For my Pisces friends, Jupiter is going to enter your ascendant. The Lord of the ascendant is going to be in the house that it rules. So your life is going to start suddenly changing after April, because Jupiter gains directional strength in the first house. The first house is also the most important house in the birth chart, because it is a trine as well as a center house, making it probably the most important house. And Jupiter becomes extremely powerful when placed in the first house. So you can expect your personality to shine, to become very dominant, to become very powerful. And I'm not saying dominant in an aggressive way, but more in a way that is mesmerizing, like a leader, where people will start to just want to listen to you. People will want to listen to what you have to say. They will appreciate your feedback because you will appear as a very learned and knowledgeable person due to the effect of Jupiter. Your health will also start to improve because Jupiter will be in the Lagna. From the first house, Jupiter will aspect the fifth house, and that aspect will be exalted because it will fall on the sign Cancer. So if you're single, then things might change for the better and you might be able to find a potential soulmate. Romance might be in the air and love might suddenly blossom after April. And that person you might find might be like a teacher. They might be in the teaching profession due to the effect of Jupiter. For those people who have children, you can expect your relationship to improve after April. There might be more harmonious time. You might go on some outings or some nice get together with your children. You might go to a picnic, to a movie, to a nice restaurant, and just have a good, nice bonding time with your children. Your thinking skills will also be very sharp and you will be able to make very good decisions. Jupiter will also aspect the seventh house, but that aspect will be on the enemy sign Virgo. So this is where you need to be slightly careful, is in your married life. If you are already married, then try not to get into arguments with your spouse, or that could lead to issues. If you are into a business partnership, do not get into disputes with your business partner, or that could lead to legal troubles. However, Jupiter is still a benefic and auspicious planet, so I do not see any major issues. If you are careful in those matters, then you might actually have a very good married life and your business relationship might also prosper. And you might experience a lot of gains and your revenue might start increasing in your business activities. From the first house, finally Jupiter will also aspect the ninth house. And that aspect will be on the friendly sign Scorpio. So your luck and destiny will start to support you more. For those students who are trying to get admission to a foreign land in a university for a master's or PhD program, then they might have better luck after April. For those students who are already in a master's or PhD program in a foreign country, they might be very successful in their respective fields because of the auspicious aspect of Jupiter on the ninth house. Some people might suddenly become more religious, more spiritual, or more dharmic, meaning duty-minded, doing one's duty and not expecting much in return. And that is where Jupiter will shower you with blessings, because the highest of the dharma trikonas, meaning the ninth house, will be activated. So a lot of good opportunities are awaiting the Pisces people. So I hope you use this transit wisely and to your advantage. I wish you all the very best.